I was invited to my first tournament when I was 13 years old. At the time, I didn't really know what esports was.
First place will be taking home $25,000 in scholarship money there. Second place, no slouch behind with $15,000. So just on merit of being here alone, this is a lot towards these young Quake All-Stars futures in their education.
And speaking of young Quake All-Stars futures, these could be some of the players of the future, right? These guys definitely have the skills, definitely have what it takes.
I need a haircut too. Hold on. Is my hair all right? I was first introduced to esports by Mr. Bound, who's our coach, and he said, "Do you want to play?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?"
I think esports is simply just the structured competitive environment for video games. My first introduction to esports would have been when I watched the League of Legends World Finals back all the way in like 2013. I remember waiting excitedly for the next year's finals, and I watched the whole thing. Early in 2020, or rather midway through 2020, I was approached with an opportunity to write a proposal to start an esports program here at Wilson. Esports has been my dream since I was a child, so I jumped at the opportunity. I wrote the proposal, and it ended up being accepted and funded by a donor who had a heart to give, and they said yes, and now we're here. Our entire program is essentially funded by like a single donor. We've been lucky that we were able to convert one of the classrooms here from a previously used preschool into the esports room as it is, but the campus is in the application process of a grant, and if we get that grant, this will be turned into online classroom learning spaces. But if we don't get that grant, this space will most likely be turned into more esports training centers. This small storage room we're anticipating turning into like a streamer, observer, kind of like a content room. Eventually we'll have shoutcasters, media personnel, Instagram personnel, and stuff like that. Over here we have our coach's office, our gamer kitchen, complete with everything you need for a healthy gamer diet, including a boatload of freezer burritos. We're betting on how long it takes before the burritos get done.
It's 13 in one day, so I think
we'll get it done before the semester ends.
Two of the boys being here.
It's bad. This is just our training center. It's also where we play games, where we practice. Pretty much where we hang out. We have 12 systems in right now. All of them are pretty much in use. We have our center area, which we use for VOD reviews, for entertainment, hanging out, practice, a whole bunch of things. This whole place is multi-purpose and speaks to the versatility of esports. You can do anything with anything.
Appalachian State, my university didn't invest a lot of resources into our project. So we were kind of on our own in building the team and having the resources to compete in the tournaments. So each esports title kind of has its own ranking system. In League, I reached Master rank, which was the second highest. In Overwatch, I reached Grandmaster, which is the highest rank. In Valorant, I reached Radiant, which is also the highest rank. Radiant is the top 500 players in North America. Finally, Quake Champions, I reached Elite, which was also the highest rank. I kind of started realizing that, oh, hey, this is something I can compete in when I started seeing professional players. So you have to commit a lot of time to play on these teams, and I didn't want to sacrifice college for that. I would say that collegiate esports is more casual, but in the competitive scene, even in the amateur scene, you might practice for 20 hours a week or even longer.
Viewership has been skyrocketing every year. There are a lot of sponsorships, a lot of fashion brands have jumped in, like Gucci sponsoring with 400 Thieves. The prize money, the biggest pooled prize money in any competition was, I believe, Dota 2 with like $40 million. Yeah, if you get good, you get a lot of money. There's a lot of potential, and in my opinion, yeah, it could potentially grow bigger than traditional sports.
Esports is the future, I have to say. I can only see it getting bigger as new games get developed, new hype gets developed, and new streaming services and people start getting more invested into the scene of esports and they start looking into personalities, branding, and stuff like that, esports will perhaps not obsolete regular sports, but they will definitely be a prime competitor within the entertainment market.
The video game industry right now is valued at 173 billion, and the esports market is a smaller piece of that. As far as the esports being widespread, there's even talk of Riot hosting League of Legends at the Olympics. In 2022, the Asian Games are hosting League of Legends as one of their medal events.
What do you think that says about collegiate esports?
When I played, there were only a few universities that were really investing in esports programs. We might see something in the future where collegiate esports is the step before professional esports, just like it is in sports right now.
When I was in high school and even at the beginning of college, I was not very social. I didn't have many friends. And now I have all these people to hang out with every day. I feel like I'm a little bit more open than I used to be.
My favorite memories are not the ones that are during practice, but it's the hours we spend in this room that we're not practicing. It's kind of become like a second home to all of us. We watched the Marvel movies in chronological order in like 4 days. We did Teamsgiving and just the little things we do outside of practice that cements us more as a family than as a team.
I think the wonderful thing about video games is that it's a global culture. Everybody plays video games and everybody plays the same video game from all around the world. I grew up in Indonesia. It didn't really matter whether I was playing Overwatch back home or I was playing Overwatch here with my esports team. The experience is the same. We're all just 12 people looking to have fun and looking to better each other.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was, this is off camera, right?
Yes, yeah.